see. Let's see if it works. Make sure everything is making sense over here. Sometimes you gotta refresh it. I'm looking at the main page. Oh, we good. We good to go. All right. It's a few people watching, but we're gonna jump right into it like I always like to do. So welcome guys to the Hannibal is Hungry YouTube channel. We're doing another live stream with a person I'm extremely excited to talk to. This dude, he is the fastest dasher out of the 612.
You got that right.
Ultimate like YouTuber. I mean, and congratulations, you got 10,000 subs. I didn't even know that. I was looking at it, I think like earlier today. I'm like, you got 10K already, bro. Like, congratulations. You deserve it. Like, I just like the energy you put on your videos.
Thank you.
Just the way you just be go. You be moving. And you know why I think I connected with your videos? Your love of hip hop, man. Like when you did that Pop Smoke kind of tribute thing, I was like, yeah, that's my dude right there.
Yes, sir.
That dude's valid. So I like I just like your energy and how you just keep it moving. But I guess my first question I had to ask you, man, like how you get all that energy, man? Like, like how you get all that energy,
bro? I honestly don't know. I don't even know. From when I was young, I've always just been very hyper. I mean, I've always been a very energetic kid. I mean, my friends ask me this all the time, bro. You don't understand. How do you get so much energy? You just keep going all day. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just internal. I mean, I eat well.
Right. Yes, you do. You sports. You keep it moving.
I've been a very athletic person my whole life. Yep.
Yeah.
I've participated in like basketball, soccer, baseball. I mean, really almost all the ultimate frisbee, a lot of running. So I've just been a very active person my whole life, and I think that just keeps my energy, my mojo going.
Nice. But also, like you're a young dude, and
yeah, I've got that going for me too.
But the idea that you able to channel your energy into making money and producing stuff and creating things. Like when I was in my 20s, man, I ain't produce shit. Like it was video games, fast food, girls. Like that's all. Like my mind was just all in that realm. But how you were able to, as a young, you have distractions. You can do so many different things. How are you able to buckle down to, dash and do all that stuff it's not fun? I mean, you could make it fun, but it's work. How are you able to do that?
Honestly, I think my view of just life in general has shifted a lot in the past few years. I think I don't know. I'm more and more I'm motivated by like money. I don't know why, but like I really didn't care too much about money. I've worked my entire life. Like I've worked from age 16. So I've always been a hard worker, but I wasn't like infatuated with money and stuff. But I've just had a drive to just like try to like, I don't know, get a step ahead in my life. I don't know. I just enjoy making money and doing things with purpose, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's something that I'll say most young people don't have. Or at least, and not just like, oh, I'm an old man, you're these young people. Just the idea, like even for me, when I'm still remembering, those times when I was in my 20s, it was just all about consuming, but not producing, not creating, not finding a way, like I said, to make money. So, like, what is your inspiration to make money? Like, is it from like your family? Is it friends? Or it's just like you're single? That's just all you. Like, I gotta make this money. And
bro, honestly, I don't know. My entire life, YouTube has been my it's my source, right? It's my TV, it's my like connection to other people. I mean, I just use it to learn a lot, right? So I'm always on YouTube. I'm always so a lot of the things that I've made and the things that I've kind of been drawn to are people that are working really hard. People like you, bro. I think your channel is wildly underrated, bro. I don't understand how people have not caught on to your channel, bro.
You know what? I appreciate that
content.
Like, I appreciate it because you said that before. You said that weeks ago, like months ago, probably at this point. I do really appreciate that. 100%. It's just I think I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing in terms of what works. Like I enjoy talking to people, so I guess maybe this is my thing. But for you, like you said, you did. I see some of the older videos you did, but then you just started to figure out, okay, people really like the ride-alongs with the DoorDash stuff, right? Like you just went right all in there. So like, if that was it, you just like, at first, do you only use DoorDash, or because I don't know if you
I
had any?
I personally, I've been using Uber Eats and DoorDash,
Yeah,
but DoorDash is the primary, of course.
yeah,
Uber Eats, I'll just turn on Uber Eats when DoorDash is a little slow.
right.
But yeah, that's really how it goes. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. I never would have thought people would gravitate towards like a DoorDash ride along. You know,
Yeah.
I never thought about that until I watched some Nugs videos. I'm like, this guy's producing some DoorDash content and he's getting a lot of views. I'm like, holy cow! I've been doing DoorDash since beginning of 2020. So
Yeah,
I was like, you know what? I've always thought about making DoorDash videos, right? I did my first one. It was back in 2020, but I filmed it in April or May. I didn't release it till August. Like I didn't really do anything with the footage. I had the footage on my computer on my laptop for so long, and I was like, who's gonna watch it? You know, like what? Like it's really nothing too special.
Yeah, but I would say between like the talent of creativity, it is you and Nugs. Like in terms of like who actually know how to actually craft, because you're crafting stories. It's not just you. Like you and Nugs are crafting story. You guys are planning things. You can tell by just watching it. It's not just y'all just talking to the camera and just moving, and which is fine. Like everyone's style is great. Like I love 100%. Pedro. The dude, 100%. This dude's killing it with a cell phone.
100%, bro.
2 cell phones and he's killing it. Like it's not necessarily about that. It's everyone's tool and their personality. So like when I watch your videos, I see your personality. I see you like you into your rap music. You keep yourself upbeat. You know. I see you jogging through snow. Well, you from Minnesota, so I guess snow ain't nothing. Like snow is
nothing to me.
Just Actually, someone asked in the chat, "Are you back in Minnesota?" I think you are. Correct. Right? Good,
I am back in Minnesota. Yep, I'm back in Minnesota. I'm still. I filmed so much over the summer.
Yeah,
I'm just jumping into editing this stuff, but I've got a lot of content in the book. Like, dude, just
that's a great. You know what? That is awesome that you said that, because I know like when you drop a video, everyone just gets super hyped. Like so, and it was been a minute since we seen you, so I was just wondering. Like, I was gonna ask you about about the videos, but it's good to know that you're gonna have a lot of stuff coming in a couple of weeks, and it takes a long time to create these videos.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like
the story,
it takes, especially if you have a plan and so.
Yeah. I've taken.
So man, you and Nugs are good.
I've taken so much influence from so many different YouTubers my entire life. That's been my outlet, right? I've watched Casey Neistat, Roman Atwood. I mean, just a lot of people that really understand cinema, like just how to build a story with a camera. And it doesn't even matter. Everybody asks me what's my camera. I just use a GoPro. Oh, okay. Like I don't use anything special. I could have a Sony.
Yeah, I think I've seen.
I could have a Canon, but I just shoot from a GoPro and shoot from my phone. And it's to make my video. It's just all of the it's everything behind the computer in the software, really.
Yeah. So when you do your videos, I'm just asking, since YouTuber to YouTuber, you're playing, you write, you have I'm not saying a script, but like you write stuff down of how it should go, or you take your footage, you kind of you film everything and you just dump it into like a editor and you just start working. Like what's your creative process?
Honestly, my creative process is pretty simple. I just write down a few ideas. It's just a couple things that I want to cover, and I jot that down. Sometimes in a few videos, I did bring it along with me to make sure I got everything, or I'd read it on my phone. Right. But it's really, I'm just jotting down a couple ideas, the main points, what I'm trying to get across, and really all of it's done in post-production. So once I film it, whatever I filmed, I'm pretty decent at cutting together and kind of formulating a story that makes sense.
So you just in the lab, man. You just like putting it together. Like I'm just cooking. You just cooking. How do
you I cook up. I cook up short films, bro, for real.
That it shows. I think that's why everyone's excited. Like say when you gone for a minute, you're like, oh, what Eli doing? Well, yeah, where his videos going? Especially,
I love everybody. They're all wondering where I'm at. I'm chilling. I'm here.
Yeah. So are you still dashing and stuff? Or?
Still dashing, yes, sir. Still dashing. Yep.
So you travel a little bit. How many different places you've been last couple of weeks? I saw a video. Is you in Denver, Colorado? You were where else you were at?
I really went all over. I went to Texas, filmed a live stream in Houston, went to Nashville, got a lot of footage from Nashville. But the best by far is Denver. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I did a road trip. Yep, across the country.
Was Denver the best because? Oh, well, actually, why was Denver the best? Like,
I don't know. Something just that they understand. Their tipping economy is just really great. I guess I think it's just it. And there's actually a fair amount of money out there, but there are a lot of young people. There's a lot of young people out there. They're not. It's new money. Honestly, I don't know. There's a lot of tech out there too. But I don't know, dude. I don't know why Denver is inherently better with tipping. Any city could. I was surprised Atlanta didn't have. I was in Atlanta. I didn't have great tips, but
because there's a lot of new money there too. Like a lot of professionals move down there
in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, so you went over there, and Denver seems to be like the spot where you made the most money.
It was indeed. It was
nice. That's what's up. That's what's up. And like I was even mentioned, like you traveling too. So what was the purpose of traveling? Was it just you just want to move around, or was it for content? Like it was just
the premise of that trip. So last year I was working as a stonemason. So basically we make I don't know if you've heard of this, but we basically craft stone walls and porches and just small things with stone. So I'm doing this job, right? I joined this small company with a friend of mine, and I'm just working one day, and comes to my head. I still dash then. It was probably December, January. Anyways, I was working. I was like, you know what? That would be super cool if I could go drive just across the country, see the country, but also work.
Yeah.
I just thought that'd be cool. I never thought, because that was prior to my YouTube videos. So I didn't really have any thoughts or plans to build a channel. But obviously that started up around January, February. And I just said it would be so cool to just experience this country. I haven't traveled a whole lot, but I've been lucky enough to go to a few states, and I just wanted to see more. I just want to see more of the country.
And that's like the good thing. Like, we spend, even me and my channel, we spend a lot of time criticizing these apps and stuff like that. And, there's obviously some legit criticism, but the one thing I saw in a few videos and also other creatives, like people who just live, I wouldn't call it alternative lifestyles, but like people are like, yo, I live in my car. I don't have to pay any rent. And I'm in LA somewhere. He was actually, I forgot this YouTuber. He's actually like, he has a good amount of views. Yeah. And he lives in his car, and he dashes, and he makes money, and he got a YouTube channel. And people, when he talked about it, people are like, oh, do you need help? Do you want to, do you need a place to stay? And he's like, no, I don't. Like, I'm good. Like, this is what, and it's like, without those kind of apps, you couldn't do that necessarily. I mean, you could live out of a car working a W-2, but it wouldn't feel the same. Like that level of freedom that people have when you have these apps, it's great. It just depends on your market and other factors that kind of falls into play. But let me ask you about, how was your summer with DoorDash? Was it as bad as everyone else's? Kind of like, what was your experience with it?
Honestly, not too bad, but definitely noticeably slower. I luckily, doing this trip, I realized that I live in a pretty good market, very good market, in fact. Minneapolis, St. Paul is good indeed. But I've noticed a drop in maybe, I guess, the size of orders. There's still orders, but I think it's just like the amount of food people are ordering. They're just ordering maybe 1-2 items,
Right.
Because it's just not a lot of people. I think the main reason is just people just aren't home. People are out with me. They're with family, they're in other states. It's vacation season, I guess, and they're out doing their things, tourism and whatnot. But I've just noticed, it's just a little bit smaller orders, not as great of tips, but I'm still making a decent amount of money. But
how many hours you do? Like, how many days you work?
Bad. I work. It all depends. It could be 6 days. It could be 2 days. It could be all week. But lately I've been doing like 20 to 25. Okay. 20 to 25 is like my standard. I don't do a whole lot more than that. But yeah, I mean, I make what last week was about 24, 25 hours, and it's like 700. So that's a typical week for me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you've made videos just talking about strategy and like I said, your energy, your level, your goal, it's time to hustle level is just high. And then also you have a great market, so it's like a little mix of everything where you can make a good amount of money.
Yeah.
My favorite video of yours was the one that you dashed for 24 hours.
Yes, the 24-hour dash.
First of all, I didn't even know you can do that. Like, because in Uber Eats, I think it's 12 and it cuts you out. Like, yo, you can't, go to sleep. What are you doing? But
What are you doing?
so DoorDash will let you go for 24 hours. So that was the first thing that kind of amazed me.
Yeah.
And the fact that all right, so let's just start from the beginning. The idea, was it to do the video, or like how did that come together?
The 24-hour video, honestly, yeah, the premise was to make content. Because at that point I had released maybe two videos, two dash videos, two, like when I really started making videos. Yeah, I had dropped 2 videos, and then I was like, what can I put out there? Because at that point I didn't really have a huge number of viewership, not a massive audience at that point. So I was just like, what could I make that would get some folks' attention, that would think it's pretty dang cool. Okay. So honestly, that's just what I thought I could do. I thought, I live in a great market. It was, when was it? It was like mid-January when I did it.
Yeah, it was cold. Yeah, I remember.
It was cold. it was still winter. It was still winter. But I'm just like, what could I do that's just outrageous, just something that people haven't really done? Because prior to that, like, dude, I scoured YouTube to see if someone else had completed this doing a similar thing, right?
Yeah.
Nobody at that point, nobody had done a 24-hour DoorDash challenge, whatever you want to call it. But I might be the first one to make a statement within. It did really well, and I put a lot of time, I put a lot of effort into that video, and I'm glad it paid off.
Yeah, I mean, it paid off. Yeah, I mean, I think I wrote down you did 58 orders. And you made it $624. Like,
yeah, it was like 58, 60 orders.
Jeez. Yeah. And then even when you're doing it, it's like you're talking to the camera, but I feel like even you're boosting yourself up. Like, no one does this. Like, who's gonna do it? Like, I'm doing it. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Like, that's what someone said in the chat. It's like, Eli, Joe Gig, what's up? Eli, definitely a source of motivation. Like, I think that's like when the people who watch your videos, when you watch it, you're like, hell yeah, go outside and do it. I mean, I'm not gonna do 24 hours, but but it's kind of cool that you actually went through it. And I think towards the end of I could tell, and you said, like, I'm fading, y'all. I'm fading. But then, like, kind of,
dude, I got.
What did you do to kind of? What you did to boost you up at that time? Where you was like, well, I'm fading. Like, did you get something to eat, something to drink? Or?
No, I honestly. So that was like when I said I was starting to feel it. That was like 3:30, 4 a.m. It was like 3:30, 4 a.m. And I remember the last order that I dropped off of the nighttime was at 3:50 in the morning. It was like 3:45 to 4 a.m. So I didn't receive a single order from that point, from when I dropped that off. Just before 4 in the morning. So it really did go dead from 4 till 5:30 or 5:45. So about an hour 45 minutes, I didn't get an order.
So that's probably the toughest time. Was that the toughest part of it?
Yeah, dude. That was the toughest part. But I was like, man, I wanted to hit $600 because I had ended the night at 4 a.m. at $560, $563. So I'm like, I want to hit 600. I want to hit 600. And then I did it. I woke up. I took like a 30-40 minute nap. I don't sleep in cars too well, so I just took a quick nap. Yeah. I felt great, man. I took 40-minute nap. I was like, shoot, I got all the energy in the world. Let's go. And then 6 a.m. hit. Boom. 6 a.m. I got a McDonald's order.
And that got you through.
And that got me, dude.
I think I watched it at least a few times. Like, that's the effort, man. It's, like I said, the energy and the effort. And also, like, that idea of just being an entrepreneur, like, you're not just doing this, you're looking at other things. Like, what's the other thing that you're doing right now? Like, I saw you had Instagram about it.
Dude, I'm doing so much. I'm working to begin a window cleaning company with a friend of mine who has been doing this for about a year. So he's pretty well versed in the work, and he's got a good proposition. So I said, you know what, I'll hop on and see what we can make. So we're building the website. The website's almost finished. We've been doing marketing door to door, and just little things, just trying to get this thing started up. But yeah, I've been doing that. I've been making videos on the side for people. I just love editing and whatnot. Yeah, dude. That's that. What else am I doing? Yeah, I mean, I just came back from that road trip. That was quite the adventure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still dashing a lot.
Dashing YouTube, yeah, cleaning windows, got a company going, you do editing videos for other people. So when do you sleep? Do you sleep at all? Like, how many hours of sleep you get at night?
I do 6 to 8.
All right, so you got a normal time to sleep. So what is the challenges of starting this business, in terms of the window cleaning business? Like, what is it, just the marketing and just getting the clients?
Yeah, so far the hurdles are definitely just getting clients started. We've had 3 clients. But yeah, the hardest part, I mean, obviously the market in the city is there's definitely competition, especially.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how competitive is
there's definitely competition. We're not the only. I mean, obviously there's some really professional companies, and it's just me and him and one more friend. So we're tiny. But he really thinks it can work. He has a great vision. My friend has a great vision for it, and I was like, you know what? Let's hop on. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. I guess wondering, like, in terms of, I guess you have to find a way to separate yourself from the other window cleaning companies, right? Like, exactly. So it's all about, I guess, that marketing, and you got that, like I saw one of your videos with the drone, you kind of, showing that, like, that type of stuff, the average window cleaner may not have, that kind of that idea to kind of show like how things are and put it, that's, so I think he will go. I mean, if your friend is focused and driven as you, then
he very much is.
Has no choice. It has no choice not to work. You know what I mean? Like, it's already going to be done. So, let's see what else. I think I had a few more questions. Damn, my phone's not working. Now my phone doesn't want to work. Okay,
do that.
Doesn't matter.
Your interview with Pedro DoorDash Santiago was just stellar, bro. It was solid.
Appreciate it. It's just us talking. It was a lot. We could talk. Like I told Pedro, and sometimes even like when I talk to people, we hang out. Like, I could talk all day. Sometimes I can't shut the hell up. Like, I guess that's my thing. Just I could talk a whole lot. But I guess going back to your YouTube channel, and I ask a lot of, like I talked to Gig Life. I can't believe I forgot his name. Gig Life and Pedro. Yes. I'm talking to you. You guys have a pretty impressive, like, following. What you think is a good strategy of how to do well in YouTube, since you are doing well? So what worked? Was it just the challenge videos? Like what do you think got you to click to get the following that you have right now?
It's really there's so many factors. But I've genuinely studied YouTube and how it works and how the algorithm chooses to promote what. And I think it's kind of YouTube favors people that have something, just they have the special or it factor or just something about them that sets them apart from other creators. Yeah. And obviously every single niche is different. The DoorDash gig economy niche is, I think, relatively new. There's a lot of creators now. I've noticed the flood of gig economy YouTube creators, and I mean all over TikTok. It's on Instagram. It's everywhere. But honestly, it's you really have to. I don't know. You have to just have something that sets you apart. You have to continuously post. You have to have engaging content. It's really just engagement, because I realize that's what YouTube is driven by, is by audience engagement. It's how long the viewer can stay on the video, really.
Yeah. So when I watch your videos, even when you get to like the middle and you put a message, like, if you're still watching this, like,
yes, because I genuinely understand. I understand how YouTube works, and I know a lot of people don't watch the whole video. A lot of I pay attention to the analytics, the data. Right. And I understand that it's hard to keep every viewer to watch, but it's really what it comes down to is just the engagement. That's why I've really focused on my post-production and the editing portion of it. Right. I've focused more on that, and I've realized that that's paid off. And I've thought more like, do you need more quality or quantity? and what works, because I think
Right.
both work. I think
Right.
quantity in YouTube works, also quality works, and you just have to find a good balance, really.
Right.
And
Yeah,
for
that's
me,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've just noticed quality for my personally, the quality of the videos has triumphed, you know.
Yeah. This niche is interesting because most and I'll bounce around with different YouTube circles. What do you call? I don't know what you call it. Circles, whatever, niches. They can use
Yeah,
that term.
groups, certain
Yeah,
groups.
groups where like did they right? I guess there's not enough going on, but in the gig tube world, like or this world, you can post every day, and it doesn't feel stale. You know, like
Yep.
you can do that. Where in other stuff, I don't know. We post every day. It may go. It depends on the niche. Like I don't know if you had a gaming channel or something like that. Well, posting every day would make sense. I don't know. This is your first crack at a channel. Like this is your
Yeah.
first, or you tried other stuff.
I actually have, yeah. No, I've tried a lot of things. If you go back, you'll see my channel has so many old videos,
Mhm.
so much old content. But I've tried, yeah, I tried a fishing channel one time.
Yeah.
It's still up. But I've made a lot of different types of videos because I've just noticed in my life that I enjoy creating videos.
Yeah.
And I just didn't find my niche, you know.
Right.
That's the number one thing I think people should realize in YouTube is YouTube wants you to find a niche so that they can promote your videos to the right viewer.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's funny when you type in DoorDash like or any of them, you'll see a really high viewed video, right? And it's a lot of people too, different kinds, but you'll have a high video, like 100,000 views of how to do a DoorDash. And you click them, you're thinking, oh, they're going to be a YouTuber that's talking about gig economy all the time.
Yeah.
There'll be one video, and then they'll have a bunch about I don't want to say any names, but they'll like do like hair, like a hair video and a nail video, and I'm like. And you could tell like the views aren't as high as when you did but they never continue to do the DoorDash stuff. They just, I guess it's hard to niche because we all have so many different ideas where we want to try to talk about something else. But, like I said, the numbers don't lie. You look at your analytics and realize like they didn't come for that. And YouTube ain't promoting that video. They're going to promote the DoorDash stuff. So you're definitely right. It is hard to kind of stick to one thing. Do you feel that way? Or you just, this is what you got and you're just gonna keep going with the same thing?
Honestly, dude, it's tricky. It's so tricky because I figured out once you have set yourself in a niche of YouTube, that's what they'll promote that and only that niche or that style, So if I make like a video of me like mountain biking or just doing something, right? Or fishing, whatnot, they probably won't get a whole large viewership because they know that my channel, they know I'm connected with DoorDash and the gig economy. But yeah, I noticed that, dude, and I don't know what it is about the market for DoorDash videos and just Uber Eats. I think the main thing is people want to make some money. People want to make money, and they will watch all the videos it takes to learn whatever they can about how to make money, really.
Yeah, it is interesting, the ride-alongs that we like to watch other people make money.
Yeah,
like my friend Chad, gig economist, he's like, it's like the reality TV show kind of it. Like you want to see someone else do the same thing you do all the time.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of similar to my son that watches videos of kids playing with the toys. It was like, oh, dude, you have toys. Why are you watching someone else play with? Like I don't, But then my dumbass is watching Twitch. So why am I watching someone else play a video game and I could play the video game myself? But
that's what I realized is it's like to make it, you gotta produce more than you consume. That's what I've realized. That's where I get my drive from. Is when I find myself producing more. It's better overall. And then consumption versus productivity.
Yeah. You know what? I give you flowers for you to figure it out at the age that you figure it out, because that's one of the things, like a lot of people, and I think, like you said, YouTube helped people learn faster than before YouTube, where people are posting things and it's basically putting time for free. Before you get any money from YouTube, you put a lot of hours of your time to do it. So you learn. I learn everything all the stuff I'm doing, how I got to this point is from YouTube. I didn't go to class for this. I didn't go to any, have you went to any classes or stuff like that? Like, you're in college, right?
I am, yes.
What are you studying?
I'm studying cultural entrepreneurship and the creative economy. The creative economy is basically what it is. So it's very much business focused. It's really interesting. I love it. And then Spanish.
Spanish. Okay, that's what's up. What interests you? Like, is just the idea of creating and making money? Like, as long as you're doing those two things, you're
creating and making money. Yeah, and that's what I figured. Dude, I figured YouTube's the perfect blend of that for me. And I just realized that it's just built. It's built for me. It's the creative economy. I mean, YouTube is an economy in and of itself. And I like making videos.
So that's all you have to do.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know if I have a video or heard you talk about some of the drama that or like the going back and forth of different types of things like strikes and the Power app. Is it Power?
Yeah,
Power? I don't know.
Power.
Do you focus on that stuff? Like, what is your stance on using apps to get the tips? Like, is that something you use? Is it something you don't bother with?
No, never have. Nope.
Yeah.
I've basically just figured the strategy of DoorDash, and especially my market. I've just got the marketplace down pretty well. So the fact that I've been doing it for a while, I've figured out what are the good areas, what are the bad areas, where I'm gonna find larger tips. It's really just figuring out your market. It's just studying your market, and anybody can do it. But people just want it. People that are jumping in, they haven't done it for a while, or they haven't put a lot of time into it. They want to learn quicker, and they want the upfront transparency as full as it. And obviously, everybody wants transparency,
right?
But I guess for me, I just decided, I'm just gonna put the time in to learn, to study.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a meme that someone posted on I think it was Instagram. Let me see if I can find it. It was about the app, but actually I want to get your opinion on it. Someone wrote this: finding hidden tips was and still is a skill reserved for dashers who learned and were experienced enough to detect them. Tip transparency is the only way to level the playing field, not to give you an advantage. The only dashers benefiting are the lazy ones. What do you think about that? Like, is that a bit much? Because I look at that like that was a hot take. That's a spicy take. Like, what do you think of if you don't take the time to learn this? Should DoorDash keep it while you have the competitive advantage of you learned the market, the tips that are hidden, and you want to stay on top? Is that a way of like? What do you think about that when I read that? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I think you're honestly rewarded if you put the work in. I think if you're willing to do that, you'll be rewarded. If you want the easy route, take the easy route. It might work for you, or you might have some backlash from it, and you might have your account deactivated or whatnot. But I think I'm just a person that works hard. I enjoy working hard, and I enjoy learning. Yeah. So I just think that's just my philosophy in life,
like when I see, people like you, movers and pushers, like in terms of just getting out there and grinding and putting effort in, where, like you can say, like it says self-driven, but was there any kind of, anyone you looked up to that did, that kind of showed you the way, or like a mentor or your support? Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't think I say this enough, but the person that really, how I quote unquote learned how to DoorDash was from Bentley Coop.
Yeah.
So honestly, I see him as the original DoorDash creator in YouTube, and he really is. I mean, he was one of the first real creators in the gig economy space.
Yeah.
I found him in 2019. And I watched a whole lot of his videos, and I just vibed with him and his style. So I got to attribute a lot of my success to him. And honestly, you can totally look at him as a mentor. So I literally learned my strategy and his strategy are very similar, similar. I noticed what he does and what I do. And I'm like, dude, it's identical. And I've commented in some of his videos and live streams, whatnot. I'm like, dude, props to you. You legitimately taught a lot of people how to be successful DoorDashers.
Yeah. And what exactly is that strategy? I mean, I don't really watch too much of his videos, but like what is your strategy? What is it? Just know your market, know what to avoid, like blacklisting certain restaurants. Like, is that just mainly just know your market to a point where you just kind of know what when that offer pops up, you know exactly if it's worth it or not? Like what is the strategy exactly? If someone explained, hey, Eli, what's your strategy of how to make this money?
Honestly, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, obviously he introduced me to it, the concept, but I had to learn it on the job in real time. But my strategy currently is essentially I just try to get as close to $2 per 1 mile as I can. Often my 85-90% of orders I take are greater than $2 per each mile I drive. Understanding how hotspots work and just understanding location. So I think location's so important. I've stressed that in some videos. I know location and understanding how to get place to place quickly in your city efficiently is so key. I've learned that you don't actually have to sit at where DoorDash says is a hot area or a busy area. All you have to do is just actually go out there and try to learn what restaurants are constantly kicking out orders.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. And I mean the little things, tracking your miles, understanding taxes, those things that everybody wants to know. Everyone's like, do a tax video, do this, that, and I'm like, dude, there's a lot of people that have made that. I'm sure a lot of my viewers would enjoy that, but I'm like, it's not hard.
I think they would want you in your style. Like if you had like a fast paced video on how to do it, like you could figure it out, like something like not saying over the top, but something with a lot of energy in it, because the learning, I guess, the tax and stuff is just learning about is boring. I don't know, it's bores me. I'm not.
It's hard to keep people's attention.
Yeah. So like if you're able to figure that out, a lot of sound effects, a lot of hitting of some rap music, like I'll watch it. Maybe I'll learn something. Yeah, and that's going back to
you gotta spice up things that aren't inherently very interesting.
Extremely boring. In terms of what keeps you interested, actually someone put in the chat, Hannibal asked Eli if he plays any video games. Of course he probably. I'm sure he does. Like, what do you play?
Dude, to be honest, I honestly don't. I don't play video games. Obviously I've played PS4, I play Xbox, I play 2K, FIFA, but I don't have a console myself. So I'll just use someone else's if I'm at a friend's house. But that's one thing that I've decided I don't like to spend my time on is video games and gaming in general. I know that's a huge industry. I'm very aware that a ton of people love gaming, and I think that's super cool. But I'm a person that just loves to, get up, move, be active.
Interesting. I mean, first of all, that's a big. I mean, like you're a different type of cat, dude. Like most do not. They will want to play that game, and I understand what you're saying. You like, well, I don't want to put it, put words in your mouth, but do you feel like you're not productive when you're playing video games? Like you feel like you're losing time, or you're not getting the same satisfaction as if you actually did something? Is that why you choose not to, or you don't want to get addicted?
In a way.
Yeah. All right. Cause I know, who said this? Rogan. He kind of said, I literally avoid playing games because it's too good. Like it's too addicting. And I will not be as productive, so I don't even play them. I was like, yeah, you're right. I mean, you can get sucked into playing a game for 4 or 5 hours, and you don't know, you realize you did nothing all day. Yeah. But I also feel like the same with YouTube. Like I can get stuck in a wormhole watching a bunch of YouTuber, videos. So I say, you, how do you get yourself not to watch or to not consume so much? Do you have I guess, do you have like a discipline? Like, hey, I'm only going to watch a certain time or
that? Yeah, dude. I've always tried to discipline myself with YouTube, but YouTube is honestly my crutch. I use it constantly. If I was to say like that's something that I replaced that for gaming and whatnot. But I honestly don't even think, even if I do play any video game, I don't even think that I'm wasting time. I honestly think, back to what you were saying about like what you spend time on and what you don't spend time on, I just realized that I enjoy real life things. Because in a game, I mean, it's a VR, it's a virtual reality in a way, which is cool, which is super cool. I think it's amazing, but it's like, why? I mean, there's not a whole lot in a virtual reality right now. It's not like in a way, it's another life, but there's not a whole lot going on. I just enjoy real life. And I've always been like that. I just love real things. I've never been into reading a whole lot of fiction books. When I was young, I was fascinated with just animals, nature, things in real life that was tangible, rather than through a screen.
I feel you. Yeah.
That's just how I function.
It's like a wired thing. Like, it wasn't something that happened. It's just like you just appreciate being outside more. I mean, I think if it was more people who appreciated being outside more, things would be a little better, I guess, in our society. So how did it? So when last year and everything was locked down, you still made a thing to go outside. Like, you still made. I'm assuming, right? Like, you didn't stay in the house very long. Like, how was how do you able to function when everything was closed and people didn't want to
lockdown?
During the lockdown, like during all of that, like, what did you do?
Honestly, I was dashing. I was just dashing. I was trying to be, honestly, I was out as much as I could. I was still outside, still fishing, playing basketball, just doing active things. But it definitely really stunk to not be able to meet physically in spaces, indoor spaces. It wasn't a huge challenge for me because I was enjoying doing DoorDash and making money, and I could, and I just had my mask, and we had the mandates and whatnot, and we're deemed essential workers, so that was great,
I'm sure the money was pretty good then too.
And the money was good.
Yeah,
the money was good. It was fantastic. Can't complain.
Yeah, no, I mean that definitely worked for me because I started this is my first full year of doing just gig work, but I did start doing Uber Eats because that was my first app last year, and when I got on, I immediately went outside because I was tired of being in the house. Like, I'm just like, I gotta go out, and yes, there's something happening. I was like, I'll just risk it. Like I say, put the mask on, you distance or whatever, but I think it's just better for your mental health. Like, no, just keep it moving. Have a goal, like have a set some kind of standard of I'm going to accomplish something. I'm not just going to sit at home and and I think of who wrote that in the chat. I need to check the chat out, right? But someone said it was refreshing for someone like I said at your age to kind of have you got a good head on your shoulders. There's the idea that you're not buckled down with social media as much or watching TV or the video games because there's a lot of people. I don't know if you have friends that you can tell that social media is making them less happy or watching too much of the news. Like, how do you deal with that? With friends that just look mopey and upset all the time, but they're on their phone all the time.
I don't try to associate with those people, but I know a few. I know a few people, and even some good friends. I mean, it's nearly impossible to not get caught up in the world of social media and online. I mean, it's nearly impossible in this day and age. But I don't know, dude. I just try to motivate the people around me to just be better. Just do something greater than themselves and their what they have.
That's what's up. That's what's up. It's been a really surprising conversation because the idea I was going to be on. The idea of talking about video games, and I thought he was going to just hit the whole list. But after the fact that you actually were, we said you were a mason, like you were doing mason work.
Yeah, dude, I was. Yeah, I'm seriously.
Why would you play games? You're making shit, like you putting stuff together. Like, dude,
I'm building small structures with rocks. It was so like prehistoric. It just felt so odd. I felt like a caveman.
Yeah,
holding rocks. It was.
How did you feel though? How do you feel when you were doing it? Like?
But seeing the finished product is satisfying. I mean, I had never heard of such a thing as stone masonry. My friend said, it's a fun job. It pays well, and you're active, and that's what I enjoy. A fun thing, pays well, and I get to be outside. And that's what I really enjoyed about it. I mean, waking up early in the morning, being outside. I just
Living
love.
the dream.
I've tried so many different jobs. I mean, I've done everything. I've been a referee for soccer. I've worked at
Mm.
fairs. I've worked in customer service, small restaurants, a bowling alley. I mean, literally.
Yeah, just what was the least favorite job of all those? Like the one you just couldn't, you just hated. Like it was the worst.
Honestly, I think honestly was working. I worked at a donut booth at a fair.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
making donuts all day, man. That's tough.
No, yeah,
I mean,
no, was
that
your favorite.
drains you. That drains you, dude. I mean, you're sitting. I mean, you can barely walk more than 4 feet for 12 hours, like 5, 6 feet for 12 hours. And you're like, nah, bro. No, I can't. I can't even, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's the idea of like the whole idea of dashing. You never stay in one place. Like
That's the
you're
thing.
always
I
moving.
constantly am moving, and I love it, dude. I love
Mm,
it. It's addicting. It's addicting for me.
Yes, it is, and it is interesting in terms of what you're saying. Is like I haven't dashed in a while, and because I'm surrounded by animals because that's dog walk is my thing. But this
Mm-hmm.
weekend they sent me is like you can make $200 by doing 25 deliveries. That's how long it's been since I never received any.
Wow. They
And I'm
hit
like,
you with
well,
the weekend incentive, huh?
yeah, I was like, well, I guess I'm going to be doing that for this weekend, like obviously, because But so you've done DoorDash so long. Do you get just challenges anymore? Do you get
I don't.
yeah, right?
I don't.
Isn't that kind of?
Yeah.
I mean, I
I've
understand
done
they got you already, so it's like they don't need to incentivize you. But I just felt like people who put
exactly.
work in, hook them up. Like you're gonna need them, especially if they have like the high rating and they bring in the food on
Yeah.
time and they're not doing these crazy, disgusting things we see on TV with
Yeah.
on the internet, like how people stealing food. Like give love to your A team or so, but no, DoorDash is like give it to this dude who haven't dashed in a month. My dumb ass
Hey,
gets it. Like, and I'm
honestly,
like, all right, I'm gonna do it.
honestly, that I'm super glad you brought that point up because I think they've been rewarding me like the past week and a half. I've honestly been getting some large orders. And I think that's kind of their way of incentive to just keep me dashing and just saying
Yeah.
thanks, maybe. But I mean, I've done a lot of deliveries. I've done 3,000 plus. I've got a good rating, and I think they're starting. I mean, they've always given me some decent orders, but I think I'm good. I'm on time.
Right.
I'm never late. I've got a great rating. So I think sometimes they're like, you know what, let's give this guy some big
Yeah, throw
orders.
him a bone. Yeah, that makes
Let's
sense.
throw him a bone. And then I mean, I'm sitting like I have a friend in the car with me. We both have the app on, and he's like, I need one more order to get to my goal for the day, or 150. He needed 150. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. One order. And he turns his app on, he's not getting anything. And I'm just like, dang. Or he's getting just really junk orders. And then I was like, let me turn my app on just for shits. Like, let me just turn it on, see what happens. Like, watch this. DoorDash, they've been pulling bones and just giving them to me. And boom, I'm like, dude, within 3 seconds, I get an Applebee's order. It said like maybe $9.50 for 4 miles. I was like, oh, it might have a bigger tip on it.
Okay.
Because I mean, DoorDash is still doing the hidden tip thing, whatever you want to call it. They're still doing that. So they sent this order. I'm like, it's got some items in it. It was about $130 of food. And I'm like, okay, that's a decent sized order. I dropped it off and shoot, it paid out $40. I'm like, holy cow. Like that's a
But your
large
friend still didn't get any orders?
and he
Like,
didn't. He didn't get that. So I'm like,
yeah.
that's really interesting. He has a considerably lower lifetime deliveries. And I don't know how his rating is, but I think it's just because I've done a lot of deliveries now that they're finally giving something.
That's
back,
interesting. That is interesting.
Which I think they should. I think veteran dashers, they should reward, with some decent tips because they can see the full tip. They can see the full tip.
Yeah. I mean, the algorithm, I mean, I don't understand it. I don't know if anyone really understands. Like some parts of the algorithm, I think like they say you understand your market well, so you can kind of figure out what a good tip will come out. Like Pedro, he knows how to break that down. UDM.
Yep.
But in terms of overall everything that comes with this algorithm, that it looks like they're probably changing often. I don't think they ever want us to know everything. but
No, of course.
as a real contractor, like, you start your company for window cleaning, you are, hey, you pay us this amount of money and we're going to do a job.
And we'll do the work.
We know, we know how much it is. The client knows. There's
Full
no
transparency.
exactly. There's no like, I'm gonna give you $100, but you may get 400. Like, no, I wouldn't do it. Like, no, I'm out. But I guess we gotta figure out what's going to happen in the future. Like, would you always continue to do DoorDash? Like, is that always like, what is your dream for the next 5 years? Like, what do you think you'll be?
The dream, honestly, man, the dream is to keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe build my own small business. Both of my parents they've built their own businesses and they're entrepreneurs and whatnot. But I would just use DoorDash to supplement whatever I'm doing. So as long as DoorDash is in good standing, as long as my account is fine and I'm healthy and well, I'm gonna dash. It's just great income. It's great income to start whatever you want, whatever your dream is. But in 5 years, honestly, I'd hope to move on from dashing, but I would still, just for the nostalgia, I'd just go back,
Or you bored, or like it's raining, you're like, oh, you may get some extra orders because people don't want to go in the rain or those snowstorms and stuff like that. But talking about your account, you're standing. So this happened a couple of months ago where you just got deactivated. What exactly happened? Like, what was that about?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have experienced it. They sent me an email. They're like, we're sorry to inform you your account's been deactivated. Multiple deliveries had been marked completed when customers claimed they weren't completed. So I was like, you know what? Oh my goodness. They hit me with that. I've heard it. I've heard that story all over the internet. I've been in the DoorDash groups on Facebook. I see it on YouTube. So I'm like, oh boy. Now I got to work with DoorDash, and I thought it would be a lot more difficult. I really did. But I sent them an appeal the day they sent that email to me, and I was like, you know what? I've delivered every single order. I might have delivered it to a wrong address, but like, it's just.
But how do you feel when you got that email, and it must have hit you like a brick because you're like, what? Wait, what happened? Like, how? Like, what went wrong here?
I was like, wow, like what went wrong? Exactly what happened? What happened? But I was like, you know what? I'll work with DoorDash. I'll work it out. I knew I'd be okay. I knew I would get the account back. I mean, I have good values, pretty good ethics. So I mean, I wasn't too worried. I definitely was like, dang, that really sucks. I gotta work. I got to work to get it back,
But you never had a doubt. Like,
I didn't doubt. I didn't doubt that I would never be able to dash again. Really.
That's okay.
So I understand. I understand that DoorDash is a corporate company, and I understand that their customer service end and just like the personnel working with the actual real people is not good. Is not great. So. That department in DoorDash is definitely lacking because they are a logistics data-driven company, and that's really what they care about. But I knew I'd work to get it back, and I knew they would. I just didn't know that it would be so simple. I did tell them in the appeal, I'm like, I've been making videos trying to promote DoorDash and get people to dash. I've literally motivated people to start this.
Yeah. That's true. Like you kind of just do your thing. You don't just trying to, you're not really critical of the company. Obviously, there's things that we all know going on, but you just work and you just do. And how long it took you to get back on?
It took about a week and a half. It was a week and a half, so it wasn't that bad. And then in 2 weeks, I was back. I was back and dashing just like normal. So
nice. And you have no idea of where that could have possibly came
I did. From. I did inquire. I called many times, and the second customer service representative did tell me. I was like, what exactly has happened? Is there a specific delivery that it was? And then they looked back in the history of my drop-offs and whatnot, and they said something back in April, beginning of April, which is hilarious because they deactivated me at the end of May. So it was beginning of April. She said that you had an order that the customer claimed that they didn't receive, and I found it hilarious because it was actually the order. I made a video about it, I was like, this is
Oh no.
the worst DoorDash order experience. I don't know if you saw that, but I made a video explaining my experience. So the address in the app brought me to a school,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, it was 9 p.m. You know, there's no school happening. It's COVID.
Yeah.
I was just like, what is this? And now I'm way more diligent about checking the address because I know I can definitely sniff out when the address is off. So I'll call the customer before I even start driving. I'm like, to correctly understand where their address is, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that's a
Because
good tip. Yeah.
dude, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Like
Yeah.
addresses are wrong all the time. So I was like, "Where do you live?" She's like, "This." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You're right near the restaurant." I literally drove 7 miles out of my way, and I have to come 7 miles back. And I'm like,
Oh
I'm a
no.
really good person, so I'm like, screw it. I'll drive to your address. She gave me the address over the phone, essentially.
Yeah.
So I go to that address and I dropped the food off, called the person. I called them 5 times when I got to that address and they never picked up again. So I'm like, you know what? It was a leave at my door. I took a photo and I left. So
Yeah.
I called customer service. I talked to customer service. They're like, go drop it off there. And I'm like, okay, I'm dropping it. I know a lot of people said that you don't have to. I don't even know the rules with that. It's entirely. Are you only obligated to drop the food off at the address that there is given in the app?
Well, you want to call, you always call support and see exactly like how far, because sometimes what they ordered, they may not be able to travel to that distance. So it's all about the distance and how far everything is. So yeah, you definitely want, and also try to see if you get compensated for the extra whatever that you had to go through. So, but like I said, you're nice dude. So you're like, I'm just going to take care of this. Sometimes you do that without calling. Mr. Flex, thank you. Appreciate the super chat or super sticker. Appreciate that. Yeah, so just going back to learning how, I guess if you're making like a step-by-step process of how to avoid that from happening, any weird address you like call, like just, you gotta be careful. You gotta protect yourself because the company is not protecting you. Like we all just a bunch of numbers. We're all a bunch of ones and zeros, bouncing around here. So I never had anything weird like that. I've had the order hasn't arrived yet, or not. Order wasn't delivered once. I got a contract violation on that one, and I kind of feel like it was taken because I dropped it at a stoop where a bunch of people were, I'm in the hood, so a bunch of people were down the block. I have a feeling that someone may have picked it up,
grabbed it. Yeah.
But you said that it was one order, but on the email it said multiple orders. So
I know
it's all over the place.
I know, right? So it said multiple deliveries were marked completed, and I was like, that's so odd. And she's like, it was one delivery. She told me the day, the time. I was able to pinpoint exactly where I was. I actually went into Google timeline or Google Maps timeline because Google, if you have your location on Google Map, Google is able to track your location at all times, which is kind of scary but interesting.
Yeah, it is.
How they send
I noticed that
your location history. So I looked in the location history and I was like, you know what? I knew exactly where I was, the day, the time. And I was like, I remember that order. I dropped it off where she told me to. So
but good thing everything kind of went back and they was able to put you on. People in the chat showing you love. Let me put this up. I don't know if you're reading it. Andy, your videos were a huge influence on the way I work. Eli, all kinds of motivation and energy in your videos.
Thank you so much, Andy. It means a lot.
All that energy. You should find a way to bottle that energy and sell it. You know what I mean? Like if you're able to do that. Let's see if anyone else have any more questions. Nope. It's just Chad asking for a wrench. All right, I got you a wrench, Chad. All right, so let's talk about some serious rap music. So you love it, I love it. So let's talk about some rap. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is interested, but but what are you listening to right now? What's your jam?
Honestly, I'm definitely more new age hip hop.
Not wrong with that.
So I mean, I'm probably didn't listen to. When did you grow up?
Well, I'm old, but I was born in '84, so every 90s rap, 2000s.
So you listen to 90s and 2000s.
Yeah, but what helps, Spotify helps because I read a study, not a study, it was an article that said the average person stops listening to new music after age 29. So after you're 29,
Really?
you stop caring about new music. But the cool thing about Spotify and Apple Music and Pandora, you get to discover new. So I'm always listening to new music, but maybe back in the day where CDs and
Exactly.
you may not want to be like, all right, I have to buy this physical thing. I'm not going to buy
Yep.
So I probably know all of the current stuff, but
Yeah.
so I'm always trying to keep it going. So like, would you listen to? I probably know,
Yeah.
unless you
I mean,
unless you
you
do some real,
got the goats like Drake and
yeah,
Future, Lil Wayne. Those are they're so amazingly popular, but
yeah.
and they're so successful. But right now, I mean, I listen to everything from Polo G, Rod Wave, Lil Tecca, Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah, that's I think
Who
that's the
else? I
new the
mean,
new stuff. The new stuff is like
yeah.
that songy
And
rap.
honestly, dude, my genre, my taste for music is so wide. I listen to all sorts. I mean, I listen to some like rock. I mean, I listen to some like, I just listen to a lot of melded music. Do you know Internet Money? Have you heard of that? It's a
I hear
producer.
them yelling like it's like they use the tag internet money, bitch. Like,
Yep,
but
yep,
I don't
yep.
know what that is. So
They're
I guess I am like a boomer. Like, what is internet money? Like, it's a group of like.
Yeah, it's a collective. Yeah, it's a collective of producers.
Oh, okay.
And they basically they just make the beat. They make the beat
Hmm.
and then they just get the artist on it,
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah. So they're a collective of really, really talented individuals. I mean, it's just wild. I love everything they do. It's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, dude, I listen to all sorts of artists. I mean, everything. Kanye is a goat. Are you excited for his album?
Of course, whenever it comes out, yeah. Like
Yep.
whenever he,
Donda.
decides he's like, we call it eccentric, those kind of people. Like, you don't know what's going on in his mind.
Yep.
He, and like, and the album I'm listening to is Nas. Nas may be a little bit, old, but it's really good. You should
Yeah,
definitely
bro.
check it out. I don't know if you're into J. Cole.
Yep. Love J. Cole. Love him, bro.
He's super like, those are kind of like, interesting thing about rap music. It's extremely motivating. Like, yeah, not not motivating to kill somebody, but I mean, they like to rap about that. But entrepreneurship. So like, I
Yeah.
like Rick Ross. Like, his music is all
Yes.
right, but the way he talk about all the franchises he's buying, and Jay-Z, like all these moguls, like they know how to make money. And I think those
It's so
lessons
true.
are most important. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude,
it's not all
honestly,
about that.
dude, so true. I think that's why I gravitate towards that genre. And
Mm.
you know what was one of my when I first started dashing,
Mm.
like the album that I had on repeat was Graduation by Kanye West. That was just my anthem, bro.
Yeah.
Freaking Good Morning. I'm just like, let's
Let's go.
go.
Yeah,
Let's
that's.
go. Like
I
I'm
mean,
so
it's
hyped. It
interesting.
just keep
Like,
going.
yeah, that's why I love music. Like, it gets you going
It
when
gets you
like
motivated.
your whole mood can be changed. Like, if you listen to a bunch of
So true.
sad, sappy stuff, the mood is going to meet and match that kind of sappy stuff. Like, but if you
Yeah.
put on some of that like high energy rap, like DMX, like his old stuff, you listen to that, it'll get you going. Now, it
Yeah.
may get you go do some, get you be aggressive, but like to work out. But you put that on, you're in the car. Sometimes you feel like you realize you're driving faster. There's actually has
Yep.
been a study. Rap music, you listen to that, you drive faster than if you listen to classical music or like
Classic.
R&B.
Yeah.
Like, rap makes you drive faster.
Yeah. It's just the vibe.
Yeah, this vibe is like hustle. Let's move it. Yeah. Actually, I think. Oh, John has but the Eli just said
Yeah.
Drake and Goat in the same sentence. What's up with
John,
the hate of Goat?
my
Like, hate
friend,
of Drake? Like,
you're
Drake.
wildly mistaken. John, you're wildly mistaken, my friend. My
People,
God,
I think he's too. I think a lot of it is that he's just so commercial, and
Yeah,
he's
very
he's calculated how he makes music. Sometimes the biggest criticism I could have of Drake, and I still listen to his stuff. He rides the wave of other rappers at the time. Like, whoever's hitting right now, he basically had like a fake Caribbean accent for like a little minute. Like,
Yeah, dude.
like, other than that, I fuck with it.
Yeah, I mean he's so calculated with every move he makes. You can tell he's a true businessman. Like he understands what he's doing.
Yeah,
the guy is very smart.
Yeah, but a lot of people, it's all right, John. I still mess with whose house. Oh, no mind. Chad is a boomer. South Rock Atmosphere. I know Yellow Wolf. Do you know these rappers, Eli?
He's trying to
Not
say
ASAP
ASAP
Rocky.
Rocky?
No. That's not ASAP Rocky.
No, I don't.
No, you gotta check. Yeah, check those out. At least Yellow. I like Yellow Wolf. It's pretty good. You know, I'll put a playlist of boomer rap for you to listen to.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I grew up in 2000s, 2010s. So like,
yeah.
I mean, I definitely don't have the 90s rap culture. I mean, the farthest, like the only real 90s rappers I've listened to is Tupac and like some Jay-Z, but that's really it.
And it's and that's all right, because I think a lot of us, we kind of stick to what we liked growing up, but it's always good to listen to, like, I listen to current stuff, I listen to stuff in the past. Like, I think it's good to get a good mix of everything.
It's so true.
And I don't watch rap on TV. Like, I don't watch music. The only time I watch a music video is on YouTube, and I barely do that. Like, I don't really watch a lot of, because at first I didn't realize that they still make music videos. It's like, oh,
dude, I'm always watching music videos. I don't know if you know Cole Bennett. He's an amazing video director and editor, and he makes a lot of music videos for all sorts of artists. I mean, his genre is definitely hip hop, rap, but I mean, he's worked with the biggest names in the industry, and I really love what he does, because he's a filmmaker at heart.
Right.
And he understands how to paint a picture and build and tell a story.
Have you ever?
He does that through the music video itself, and I just respect what he does. I don't think anyone in here knows who that is, but really great creative.
Have you ever directed or ever shot a music video before?
I've not, but I honestly would love to. I would love to.
Yeah, I think you would. I think you got it. Because
100%.
it's the idea, like, I could tell when you do your videos, it's layered. It's a lot of layers to it. Like, some people, if the timeline looks like a code, like that barcode, if it looks like a barcode,
yes, sir. You know it.
They put in work.
Yeah, you should see some of my timelines.
Yeah, I could take a picture one time and send it to me, or just send it to people like in a filmmaker like group, and they're like, yeah, he's putting in. It's a lot going on.
Yeah,
it's a lot
dude.
Going
honestly, that's just what I'm looking for right now. Is just a group of people that understand how to make good videos and can just understand, my perspective. And I would just love to join like a group of other creatives and make cool stuff. That's honestly what I enjoy doing in the next 5 years.
Nice. You say you making videos with other people. Is it personal friends? Is family, or you have like a website? Or like...
family, friends, yeah. And then it's honestly, it's just small projects. It's nothing major.
Okay.
And then I've got the partnership with Gridwise, and I've made a few videos for them, and they want to do more. They want me to make some more videos for them.
That's what's up.
That's nice. Yeah.
Because I did download the Gigwise app. I got to put it all together. I'm trying to
dude, Gridwise. I don't know if people in here have it, but if you don't have Gridwise, I highly consider checking it out. I mean, it's just fantastic. Have you signed in and made an account?
I signed in. I got an account. I haven't dashed in a minute, but I will be this weekend to get that extra 200, because it's just too easy. 25 deliveries, like, that's how desperate they are. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's for the whole weekend.
They're
like, obviously,
they'll get anyone to do a delivery for them.
Yeah, basically. So like, I'm gonna have it, because I want, the best time to dash is what I'm interested. That's the feature that I've seen.
Yeah,
it's like I am interested to see how that works. But is it only as effective as the people who use Gridwise? So like, if I'm in an area where a lot of them aren't using Gridwise, is it still going to give me the information, or it's really about who's using it?
Yeah, it is about who's using it. And I know you live in New York, so I don't think there should be a shortage.
It should be good.
Of data. You should have plenty of data from New York.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing that I just really like about it is it's very simple. Just the interface is easy to use. The tracking feature is the first thing you notice. It's at the top of the screen, and it's just a one tab. You just tap it, and it tracks your miles. I like how it syncs, because it syncs your DoorDash account to the Gridwise app. So they're able to see your earnings, and you can actually you can see a more in-depth breakdown of what you make and in what time, and like what your average delivery is, what you're making per delivery. And then it shoots out a tax report, of course. But it keeps a log of all the money you've made your entire lifetime of that account, the account's
even
lifetime.
before you downloaded, like before you
downloaded Gridwise, because they're able to go, they have access to your DoorDash account, and then they're able to see all the money you've earned. And it's so odd. I don't know if this happens with you, but I know a lot of people have experienced it. But in the DoorDash app, when you look at your earnings, for some reason each week disappears. I don't know what it is, but I think it's a bug in the DoorDash app where your earnings disappears. Obviously you made the money, but you don't get to look back in history and in time and see what you made at what month. It's so odd.
And if you want to,
with Gridwise, I'm literally able to see every single day I've worked, how many hours I worked, and how much I made every day for the entire career of my account.
Yeah, I mean, you saying that, like, I gotta actually turn on and actually go through it, because I download the app, I gotta connect. I don't even have DoorDash connected yet. All right, so I gotta do that. I'm gonna do that.
You gotta connect. You can connect multiple services too, which
I for some reason I got my Uber thing on. Like, I'm not Ubering this weekend, so like whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely put that on. All right, let me see if any more questions. Oh, I think it just went to rappers, and now the event. Oh, I like the events.
Oh, Andy, yes, that's a cool feature. So
what is that?
I know exactly what he's talking about. So the events feature is just another tab, and it basically shows. It's really helpful for Uber drivers for just when and where you should go to find a high volume of people. So it lets you know where large events are being held. So any games, any concert, just any large gathering of people that'll have a lot of people that are exiting and they need a ride. So it makes sense. It makes sense for those of you that do rideshare. But yeah, it tells you when planes are arriving and departing from your local, where your airport in your city, because it knows your location. So it lets you know how many flights are arriving and departing, and about how many people are on those flights. It's I don't know how they do it, but it's incredible. It is incredible.
Interesting. Oh, Lisa has a question.
Does Gridwise cost anything? It is free. It's free to an extent. So the premium version of Gridwise it's not bad. It's only $9.99. It's $9.99 a month, or it's like $96 a year.
Yeah.
But that just unlocks step up just a couple more features. But the baseline version of Gridwise, the free version, is actually very good. I don't think you can find anything much better. For the value, what you get out of it for free it's unmatched.
So you're good. Yeah, you're good either way. And I guess if you like premium, it,
And the nice thing about the premium is you could write it off as a business expense, which is, I think that's sweet. Like, it's basically just if you bought something to help you, if you bought bags, you can write off bags as a business expense, and that just lowers the amount you pay on taxes. So it's nice.
That's what's up. Dude, you got to make a video on taxes. I know it's probably
I freaking will. I totally will.
I think because a few people have done it, and it's kind of let's sit down and discuss taxes, and like, nah, man, I want something where things are flying around and shit. There you go. So if you make it, I guess it'd be right around time when people have to do that. I think it'd be a good. I'll definitely enjoy that video.
I'm gonna do it, bro. I'm gonna do it. Just bro, for you, Hannibal, and I think the community will enjoy it as well. So
awesome.
I'll make that a priority. I will do that for sure.
Gotcha. All right, I gotta go walk some dogs right now. So I think we've been here we're an hour and 13 minutes. It felt like you just started. Yeah, I feel like we just started. Eli, I appreciate this. It was a great conversation. Hopefully, you're always welcome to come back on, and I can't wait to see your videos, man. Like, I know how you're doing it. At least just even talking to you about it, I'm excited because I know it's going to be some crazy, epic kind of stuff. So keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're a different cat, and you're gonna go far, man.
Appreciate
You're gonna
you.
go far, bro. Thank you guys for watching the video. People who watch it live or people who are watching the replay, I appreciate. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great night. Later.
Peace out, y'all. Thank you.